Hello, I'm Philip Stoten for EMS Now. I'm here at SMT in Nuremberg and I'm joined by Bjorn Dahle from KIC. Bjorn, good to see you again. Thanks for stopping by to chat. Start by just giving me an update on what's been going on over the last 12 months with KIC.
So we've introduced some new products both on the manual profiling side as well as on the automatic profiling side with the RPI. And we're very excited about how on the automatic side we're able to complement both AOI and X-ray inspection.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. We're seeing, for example, the print guys working very closely with the AOI guys with this closed loop thing. How do you formulate an interface with those?
So we're starting to work with some of the AOI companies, and we have no products yet. But if you look at the limitations of the AOI machines, they, for example, cannot inspect BGA components because the solder joints are hidden by the body of the component. And even when they can see the solder joints, they can see if there are bridging and so forth, but they can't go inside the microstructure of the joint. And so with our automatic systems where we measure whether the components, whether it's an individual component or the PCB as a whole, have been processed within the component tolerances or the solder spec or solder paste specs, we will then make sure that they all are within spec, and therefore together with AOI and our RPI system, you have a more complete inspection.
Okay, and that kind of joined up thinking that the data connecting everything together seems to be what more and more people are talking about. Did that come to you as a demand from customers, something you thought of, or was it the AOI people coming to you?
Primarily it was the thinking inside KIC by observing what's going on in the marketplace, but we have since had contact with some of the leading AOI companies, and they're very excited about this opportunity because that's exactly what they're doing on the SPI side with printers, and so I can foresee a future where these various process and inspection systems all talk to each other.
Okay, and when you do that, is there another party involved? Are there the software guys, the people like Aegis, the people like Mentor? Do they have a role to play, or is it just making use of their open communication system?
So I think definitely they will have a role to play. As a matter of fact, they're already doing much of this in other parts of the line. And they can do with the oven and the wave solder machines themselves, get machine data. But what we provide are the sort of hard to get process data. You know, what's going on inside that oven, is that PCB processed in spec and so forth. So we can simply start feeding that information to whether it's an Aegis or a AOI machine. And as a matter of fact, X-ray too is a very interesting part.
Okay.
And on the X-ray side, what I find interesting is that they have the benefit over AOI, they can see through a BGA. But again, they can't go inside the microstructure. The other thing we see in most parts of the world is that the inline X-ray is not commonly used, so it's mostly batch X-ray. And that means that just a tiny fraction of the PCBs actually get inspected. So again, if we measure whether these PCBs have been processed in spec in the thermal process, and we can flag those that haven't, those are the suspect boards that can be brought over to batch X-ray for a more intelligent selection.
Okay, and you know, a lot of this is providing data, providing traceability, which we're hearing a lot about at the moment in terms of actual visibility of what's gone on. Is there a particular sector that's driving that? I know the automotive is really into traceability, but other sectors as well?
Well, definitely automotive is by far number one. We also see medical, electronics. We also see telecommunication, the Ciscos of the world and so forth. Definitely are looking for traceability.
Yeah, and in terms of where that product would place, we're here in Nuremberg at the SMT show. German market, high reliability, tends to have higher demands. But are we seeing more globalization of product requirement now? You know, if it works here, is it the same in Shanghai in terms of requirement? The same in Illinois or wherever in North America?
Yes, we have been seeing that for a while, and it makes sense if you are a Foxconn or a Flextronics, and you have global customers, and you know you don't want the quality in China to be lower than in Europe and so forth. So being able to have more control over the quality and be independent of personnel, of geographical location, of even equipment and material but still have consistently high quality anywhere in the world becomes important.
Yeah, absolutely. And KIC's always made a big deal of the whole kind of KIC on board concept, working with different partners. I guess the AOI people are a new group of partners that you're working with. You've done very well in bringing together all the oven manufacturers and been sufficiently agnostic to get everybody on board. Do you think that's similar in the AOI world? Are they all keen to work with you, keen to communicate?
This is quite recent, and we've gotten a phenomenal response from the leading AOI companies and even Batch X-Ray. So that is very much my expectation, because it really makes sense. And that's where I think this industry is going as a whole, is that as manufacturers is constantly pushing for less cost, more consistent quality, and so forth, that AOI, X-Ray, and what we're doing should be communicating. The manufacturing execution software companies like Aegis and so forth, I think it makes perfect sense to link up with them. As a matter of fact, we are already linking up with some of those guys. So.
Okay, and higher yield, faster changeover, changeover time, particularly here in Europe where we're very high mix contract manufacturers, is hugely important and valuable to us.
Yeah. In Europe, it's a high cost area, and you have perhaps a more important or more urgent need to reduce costs, and you do that through automation. Through automation, you also get consistency, so you can do consistent quality control. Yeah. And so, and in Germany, where really automotive is a dominant factor, I think that is a particularly interesting market for this kind of technology.
Yeah. And what kind of timeline? When do you expect to have product announcements?
So, I hope to have that this year.
Yeah, so maybe Productronica?
Right. That would be an excellent opportunity.
Yeah, nice timing. Okay, well Bjorn, thanks for stopping by. I don't know if you're going to be in Shanghai and we'll see you there next week, but otherwise we'll see you later on during the year.
Okay.
But thank you for your time.
Nice meeting you, Phil.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.